When you find out.
Some are arguing that that's the reason why sometimes you'll find abuse, because you feel you've bought a thing. Purchase.
Yeah.
So I own this thing.
Yes.
It works as part by direction.
That thing should re-educate you and rehabilitate you to tell you I'm not a thing.
Why should a thing educate a man who should understand better?
Yes, but me, I'm saying lazima to leap.
Hey,
they are not free, right?
Help, Mike, help.
Mike, help.
Mike also.
Evidently, we won't agree on this one. But I would say that I think a token, when we talk about a token of appreciation, it really sounds like you're purchasing something. But I would say there needs to be gratitude, and it needs to be shown somehow. Now, how you show the gratitude may vary, because some might say that, like Smita, he will not receive a shirt. I don't know how much money he would want into his bank account to reflect gratitude. But I think the biggest gratitude, if I had a daughter, the biggest gratitude I'd have is you taking care of her daughter, taking care of her. That for me would be. I'd rather not even receive any coin, so long as I know for a fact that you will take care of her.
There you go. Good dad. Like you will win dad of the year.
My gosh. No magic campaign.
So that daughter should be on the way. All right, let's move on to something else. And there's a video that was going around. I don't know if you managed to see it, and I hope we have it. King of Bling, Prezo. He has added something else to his bling, and that is a shotgun.
A shotgun.
So there was actually a video going around of him practicing how to use it, but apparently it's one of his new fashion items. Director, do we have that?
I almost thought you were going to say Molly.
Okay, can you just open this one? Shoot Molly? Okay, is he going to shoot me? Maybe that would make
But maybe I'll be able to come to you. Do you think that's something that is necessary, especially now for our celebrities? Is it really, is it more of a fashion item or a security item?
You've got to understand that people in show business will try to do everything that they can to stand out from the crowd. And given that this is Prezo, then anything is possible. And he hasn't really churned out any music lately, so he needs to stay relevant. The other day he was busy smooching another lookalike of somebody else in a coach like this, and blatantly so. So he just, I think, needs to be relevant. If I'm not wrong, he's probably going to have some music soon. So he wants people to start talking so that he's on rotation. So yes, Prezo can do and get away with a lot of things. I actually do not even think, is it loaded, the shotgun? What is it looking like, you know?
In the shooting range it was, yes.
And that is licensed. Usually you can't do that unless you have, and we do know that he has had a magazine for a long time. He's not, it's not like he never has one, he always has one. So I think he's just coming up with something soon. So yeah.
Smita, is that a stunt just to remain relevant?
I think his daughter is growing old. She wants to live the saying, if you come near my daughter, I have a shotgun.
Unless you're willing to pay dowry.
Yes, dowry.
Unless it's dowry, then you'll not be. Julie, what's your take on that? Is it just an attempt to remain relevant? Although the video, I must say, was probably taken by somebody. It was not acted. It was actually
just him doing it.
And I guess it's one of those things that just managed to make its way onto social media. It goes round.
I don't know why guns are sexy in any way whatsoever. I don't know why a celebrity carrying a gun is cool and stuff, because guns kill people. So that's the point of owning a gun, is to shoot at something. So if you're in a
or scare people, like he says.
What are you trying? What are you trying to portray? I think it's the effect of the internet and globalization and watching videos and seeing, I don't know, who Snoop Dogg or whoever has a gun, or the game, or whoever it is. So it's the whole hip hop culture thing to do, which is just not. I don't think it's I don't think it's something that somebody should be doing, because guns are really not a sexy thing to.
Well, for some reason or the other in Kenya, it seems to be becoming a trend, and not just for celebrities, but even businessmen. We've seen cases where a businessman had a licensed gun and shot somebody, I don't know, in a traffic brawl or something like that. So I hope we're not getting to where the States is, where you have so many guns all over, and you just never know which one is going to be used when.
Mike, I think it's just diminished masculinity.
That too.
Because you feel more of a dude. It shows some psychological thing. It's like that dentist from Milwaukee. Who was going to hunt, you know, like a lion. Yeah, to kill Cecil. Cecil was sacrificed himself. Cecil is the Jesus of lions. It even looked like
Cecil is a McMenden for sure.
He was a McMenden over there.
Let's stick to McMenden. Before Pastor Nganga starts telling demons of you, but anyway, we're getting to that. Yeah. So you say it's diminished masculinity.
Yeah, like trying to become more masculine. What are you going to be better at anything? And by anything I mean in
so that you're scared of me.
You'll be better at shooting for sure.
No, that's just
not much else.
Stupid, because it's a piece of metal with a lead, and I hate guns, because even today you know, I was shot some years ago.
Really?
And, yeah, on Friday, August 14th. But that's another story.
Oh,
it's
the anniversary of shooting you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
What happened? You know, with you, we never know.
Yeah.
Is it something that you want to say on national TV?
Well, there was a girl called Natasha.
It was a woman. Oh my God.
And a man called Boris.
Was Boris the father?
No.
And it's
then why were you being shot at? Mita and Boris, a love story.
No,
and it's strange that he's called Boris. Just one shot of Molly.
So Mike, that's not funny.
Mike, you're becoming a poet now.
All right. No, I told Smith I can almost take him at his job. I'm becoming a poet. Let's move on to something else, but there's another celebrity who's remaining relevant, and this is a gentleman who received 400,000 from Safaricom, Nonini. On his initiative, it's called what is it called? Color Coiffé.
Yeah, Color
which
Coiffé.
is good.
Yes,
and I guess that's one way that celebrities can use the platform that they have to just make sure that they make a difference in society. I know we had that picture somewhere, but that's a good way of remaining relevant.
Especially for Nonini. Yeah, you do know that Nons. I mean, he began the revolution that is now called Genge, and anybody else who's coming up, even if it has moved a little bit and it's no longer as it were, they are pioneers of that particular genre of music. And knowing him in person, he always has a big heart. And to take on something like that, especially with albinism, I'm so glad that now corporates like Safaricom are actually looking and saying we can be able to help you help these people, because people are listening to him and he's genuinely actually doing it from his heart. Even from, you remember the first person who began with the albinism is Lupita.
Oh yeah,
she's the first one who began this. So Nonini has picked it up and he's doing it so well. So I'm quite proud of him. And his music, he's also done some new music, by the way, and it's still sounding good.
Prezo should start shotgun courses. Supported by Airtel.
Nita, no. In terms of relevance, some other maybe creative ways that celebrities can use their platform just to make a difference and a positive impact in society.
Yeah, and it's a very good cause because people don't talk about it a lot. And I know in Tanzania it's a very big problem. And also along the border, where our border meets their border. So that's the perfect way to stay relevant, because that's like a long-term relevance. You don't have to keep on popping up every so often because you have a single, because people know you're doing good for society, you're giving back. And so it's a better way, definitely, than having a shotgun.
Tanzanians, witch doctors, they like to eat albinos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. It's very wrong.
So no one speaks up for them locally.
Yes, I've said these neighbors of ours need to be looked
at. It's a cultural thing.
The witch doctors
we all have bad. No, listen.
Okay, not them. Tanzanians are nice people. The witch doctors need to be looked in.
I think generally.
How come Kenyan witch doctors don't eat albinos?
How do you know what
they eat?
It's just a cultural thing. Yes.
And we have had a Kenyan witch doctor eating.
The ones in Kisii, first of all.
What do you know? Kisii witch doctors alone.
No, let's not get into tribal and ethnic and whatever. But
neighbors, we love them so much, and then they talk like
Smita. But culture is definitely something that needs to be re-looked at and revisited. Just yesterday we had a story by I think Dorcas Wangira on KTN, where they were talking about this lady who literally raped what do you call him? Mentally
disabled
child, because apparently it's a cleansing ceremony. So culture, definitely, we all have, all countries have weird cultures that need to be looked into. So we can't, segment and say
Tanzania is mentally.
No. They're like, by the way, culture, and especially on the other bad side of culture, especially when you want to talk about witch doctors, those certain rituals that people continue doing, all of them should be, we should say they are all bad, and actually maybe just tell people that you do not need to do certain things. Like, you don't need to eat people, or you do not need to kill other people, or you do not need, to rape other people, or anything that is making somebody else suffer.
Obama
people don't know.
I mean, he said there's no excuse in 2015 for this retrogressive sort of primordial cultural practices. And you can't listen to Obama. Even God can't help you.
No, but in the same
I think God can help you.
God will help you.
God will help you.
God will punish you.
No, he doesn't. Witchcraft and culture and all those things that are so obviously bad is just the same way that our culture is is very accepting of rape. It's still culture.
I don't think it is. Accepting where?
In the sense that there's no outrage.
Do you follow the court? Outrage where?
Mollis?
Eh?
The outrage became a joke.
We want to go back to Mollis. Mollis became a metaphor for something.
We will
just
you
the fact that it became a metaphor for McMendenes shows you that the culture.
No, Kidero's grass is growing by the way. It's growing, and plus they're young people actually that Kidero unveiled who are taking care of the grass.
Starting for future generations. The grass has grown.
I think even
the Pope would have come and just done. You just done.
Even the president exonerated him and said he was not planting for Obama, it was for the Pope.
Okay. It was for the Pope.
It was for the Pope.
Yes.
So let's wait and see whether it will be green by the time the Pope comes.
It's growing. No, it's growing, by the way.
No, it is growing. It is growing. And by the way, they're even watering it. They're actually taking care of it.
Plus, if they find you stepping on it, you will pay 2,000 shillings.
Oh, wow.
But you can't see it.
No,
if you just stepped on it.
Don't step on the invisible grass.
So it's 2,000 shillings.
Yes, fine.
Who will arrest you?
The people who arrest you were unveiled yesterday.
Were they?
The grass police.
The environment police.
We have seen police. We have.
Although I think they were still there. Those were still the same guys who would say Maliza Twende. You remember the Maliza Twende days?
Yes.
Where they'd find guys peeing on the street and they'd be
like, you just
guys should pee on the grass. It helps. Nitrogen.
No.
We have that.
No, it burns.
Evidently, Smith didn't finish his school. I think Kanyari would probably has more scientific. Yeah, in fact, let's now delve into Pastor Nganga. And that was, of course, one of the stories that was on the headlines. But if the Queen was to listen to his interview, it was massacre.
No, I think, and this is what I said, and I'll stick to it because, I mean, the memes are too many. I think he was speaking in tongues.
What? You journalist.
You need what else? I mean, like really? It was tongues. Why we can't get it? The guy was speaking in tongues because what else?
He was overtaken by some spirit.
It was coming out, gushing.
You see, that's the problem with you journalism.
No, his English sustained serious injuries during the accident.
During the accident.
It was taken.
Somebody said he should be charged with, I don't know.
No, but guys, sometimes I think we might be a bit unfair